Welcome to Chic Chats. I'm Jeanette Ipaputwason. I'm the co-founder of Tuason Racing and the author of Chic Driven. Today, we're going to help you once again to get your best life in bullet points. Today's episode is something parents have been struggling or will be struggling in a few weeks because of COVID. A lot of parents have decided to homeschool. Good luck to you. But the problem is, how do we prepare our homes or our lives, right? Because our homes have become our office, our kitchen, our workplace, and our school. So now today, we're gonna have a guest who will help us discuss this. She's a mom of two, a model, an interior decorator, and of course, she's a homeschool mom. Everybody, let us welcome Marilen Faustino-Montenegro. Hi, Marilen. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Hello. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. And I know you're homeschooling, you're a homeschool mom. A lot of parents are so scared of it and are struggling with it. So I believe we can help a lot of people today. So tell us something about you, your family.
Okay. I have two children, actually
Okay.
three. The other one is 21 years old. She's in the US right now. But I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Okay.
There, the pictures. I homeschool them. I started homeschooling my son when he was 3 until 5, and my daughter also around 3 until 5. And then we moved to Hong Kong. So when we moved
Okay.
to Hong Kong, we homeschooled there for 1 year, and then they went to a real school for about a year and a half, and they loved it. And I loved the school also. It was a progressive international school, British curriculum, di ba? Ganda. Then when we got back here to Manila, we actually put them in another international school, but they didn't like it. So they call it the worst school ever. Of
Oh
course, I will not
no.
mention what school that is.
What? Because you've experienced both the school, the physical school and homeschooling. What do you think is the advantage of homeschooling versus, going to a regular school?
Okay, the advantage of homeschooling versus going to a regular school is that you can really focus on each child and their learning style, because children have different learning styles. Some kids are very kinesthetic, meaning they learn through movement, through play. Some kids are auditory, some kids are visual, they like to see things. So you can zone in on what your child really wants and hone your child's interest and use the interest of your child to present the topic or the curriculum.
Oh, okay. So I plan to homeschool also my kids my little ones, because I have three little ones. Right?
Oh.
Good luck to me. But you know, it was a journey. I had to do several seminars. What system do you use, and what's the difference?
Okay, the one of the very first pioneers of homeschooling in the Philippines is a company called Homeschool Global. If
Okay.
you are familiar with it, and they have two tracks. They have the touch track, which was what I did when my kids were very young in the preschool years. The touch track is allows you to choose your own curriculum from different sources. Maybe you'll pick an English curriculum here, another set for history here, and you make your own and you formulate your own lessons. So I did that, and this time I said I want something a little bit more easier. So I went for the tech track. So the tech track comes with online videos. Mostly the providers are curriculums from the United States,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have books also. And so everything is laid out. The curriculum is there. I just have to follow it, and I
Mm-hmm.
have to execute it. So the way I execute it is very much similar to the school of my children in Hong Kong. So it works for us.
Oh, okay. So there are different styles pala. So, like I've heard about Colby, Seaton, those are the things we were looking at. What do you think should the parent look for in trying to decide which curriculum to follow?
Okay, so I think it will depend on the flexibility of the parent. If the parent is also working and has her own job or his own job, then they have to choose something a little bit more structured and easy to follow. But if you feel like you have a lot of time on your hands and you
Ah,
really are passionate about homeschooling and you are the creative type and you love being around children, then you can actually immerse yourself into the whole homeschooling experience. I know some moms who have done that. And so they choose a curriculum wherein they need to be a little bit more hands-on rather
mm,
than something with maybe online videos that the kids can follow. Like me personally, I chose the tech because I like that everything is laid out for me and I don't need to put subjects or curriculums together. There's a rubric to
mm.
follow. But we don't really do the videos that come with it because I like to teach them also. So it
Ah,
really depends.
but is there like an age where the touch kind or kind of curriculum is better, and then the tech curriculum is better for a certain age? Is there something like that, or it really depends on the kid?
It really depends on the kid and the way the homeschooling parent will execute it. So, a lot, but definitely, if your child has already established their learning style and discipline, usually for grades 5 or 6 and above to high school, then they can actually already study on their own. So, it would be
Mm.
good to do the online system then. But it really depends because not all parents want their kids to be in front of the gadget all the time or the
That's right.
screen.
Me also. I don't want them to be on the
Yeah.
gadget all the time. So let's say, for example, syempre, we know it's going to be a struggle. But what do you think is the most common issues that parents will have when they're homeschooling?
The most common issues that parents will have is to lose patience because their expectations of their children are not met. So
Mm-hmm.
what you have to keep in mind is that children need to learn through play. They need to
Mm.
love school. And you need to be more relaxed, and turn everything into play. If you feel like they're losing focus, that means you are not doing a good job because you're not
Oh.
able to captivate them. So it's always, like calling attention back. So I learned a lot of tips from the teachers of my kids. So for young kids, when you feel like they're not focusing anymore, they're going here and there, their mind is not there anymore, just make a simple game like maybe do a clap and then they follow that. They have to follow it. So that gets their attention. So you do it over and over again. That means it's time for you to keep quiet, look
Mm-hmm.
at me, and keep quiet after your clap. Or you can do Simon says, touch your nose. Simon says, zip your lips and go back to your chair. So you go back to your chair.
Oh.
Things like that. So it's all play.
How do you think it's gonna evolve now? Because I know that some of the curriculums or the homeschool networks before COVID were able to do like field trips together with the other students or have a once a week meet. How do you think it's gonna move forward now na medyo contact is a bit an issue? Kasi the
Yeah.
kids will need social skills, right? How would they socialize now?
You know, sad to say socializing now is like how we socialize via Zoom, via online. My kids have had like history class with a bunch of other kids from different schools, all in Zoom. They
Mm-hmm.
had cooking class with the Green School in Bali by
Wow.
Zoom. May
Wow.
ganon.
Social.
So there's so many out on the internet now that you can just try to take advantage of. Yun.
That's right. So addressing the socializing issue, 'di ba? So when your kids were in the regular school and when they were homeschooling, do you think that the social skills were the same, or talagang it's an advantage to go to a regular school, or what do you think?
You know what? The funny thing is, people think that homeschooling kids don't know how to socialize or their socialization skills are hindered. But actually, it's not true because you will find that homeschooled kids are able to communicate more and have better socialization skills because they are quite used to being around adults. So their minds
Mm.
are sharper, their critical thinking is better. Of course, there's a different kind, so they're more mature. That's what I'm
More
trying to say. When
mature.
they converse, they're actually more mature. But of course, it's also important that they socialize with people their age.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to do that, like we go to badminton class, or the kids have Bible study class with the other children, or gymnastics. Yun nga lang, wala na ngayon. Everything is online. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, you're an interior decorator. I think one of the biggest challenge for homeschooling is how do you divide the space? Kasi syempre, sometimes the problem is the kids have to have a work area and then a play area. What are your tips on that?
Okay, so you just really have to be able to zone your house. My homeschooling room, as you can see in the pictures, is actually half the kids' bedroom. So the bed of the kids is also there, but it's really functional as a classroom as well. So it's big enough that we can do both. And it's really just a matter of zoning.
Mm-hmm.
And like with me in this house, we live in a condo. It's a 3-bedroom condo. So my husband, his office is now in our master bedroom. So
Same
he has his
here.
yes, he has his desk there. Yes, kasi he's going on calls almost like sometimes 10 calls a day daw yan.
Oh,
So
wow. Yes.
at least the door is shut and then it's quiet. Me, I'm here in the living room. This is my living room. See? So
Mm-hmm.
this is like a portion of my living room. This is my work area.
Okay.
Yan. And then when we homeschool, the kids are in their room, in the homeschool room, or sometimes we go to the dining table. Yeah.
Mm. So let's say for like me, like same, our master bedroom has become our office, our studio, and then we have a den which we made into a classroom already, classroom, workout room. Do you also have physical activities for the kids included in the homeschool program?
Yes, yes. So every afternoon, they are required to do some kind of physical activity. Where, well, nowadays, what we do is um, we live on the 28th floor. So they go
Okay.
down the stairs and then they go
Mhm.
up again with
Oh,
my
mahirap yun
husband
ah.
or with the yaya. Oh, hirap na. Ako nga, hindi ko ginagawa yan eh. Ako, I just follow videos. Or they do videos also on YouTube, like workout
Mhm.
videos there. That's what they like to do. Then, if we can get away on the weekend, then we'll go swimming or do other things.
So let's say, for example, going back to the, preparing your home for work, homeschooling, what do you think are the important or must-haves that you have to really get? And what are the nice-to-haves?
Okay, so you need to have, of course, a work table. That work table can be your dining table, or it can be something like a dining table in the homeschool room. But that is really so important because um, the kids need to be able to sit down and do their work properly. Aside from that, you need a lot of bookshelves,
Mm-hmm.
right? And a lot of storage space to store your games, your manipulatives, your arts and crafts, your materials. And so that's for me a necessity. And then
Mm-hmm.
I like to have a whiteboard,
Mm-hmm.
and because sometimes I do lectures and so I write on the whiteboard, and that's very convenient for me. Before, we had like a whiteboard this big lang that I carry and then I write.
Okay.
I found a sticker whiteboard sa Shopee, so I bought that, and now it's I put it on the cabinet. So the
Okay.
closet, as I think you saw a picture a while ago, the closet is where I put all these visuals.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whiteboard is there also. Now it's easier. I don't have to sit down when I write. I can just stand up. So that's something important, I feel like. And then, in the school in Hong Kong, they had what you call flexible learning. So they could sit down on bean bags and read a book, or they could sit on a mat and just read a book or do some of their crafts or work there, so that they're not on their desk the whole time. And
Mm.
that's how international schools are now. So like when I was doing my school tours, looking for a school, when the chairs were lined up like that, yung super traditional, red
Mm-hmm.
flag sa akin yun. I'm like, no, no. So, um, it would be nice to have a flexible reading area where you have a beanbag or maybe a teepee where they can read, things like that.
Okay. So, going back to the discipline, di ba? So, parents, di ba? Yung problema, some of the parents, nag-aaway sila ng kids nila because some of the kids don't really follow or, they always go into shouting matches. What are your tips for that? So that people cannot, they don't go into these fights.
Okay. So, again, I was very fortunate to have the teachers of my kids in Hong Kong mentor me when I said we decided to homeschool once we got back here. And so one of them said that if your child is 6 years old, their attention span is only 6 minutes. If your child is 10, his attention span is 10 minutes. And that's so true. So in that short span of the time, you have to do your best to make them grasp the lesson, then give them a break, and then go back to it, and then you build up slowly. They increase their attention span. Maybe the next month make it 1 minute longer, and then until you build up. But really manage as a parent, manage your expectations and know that they're kids. They're not like us. And so don't expect them to focus the way we do.
Okay. Are you the type that put up schedules and strict schedules? Kailangan i-follow yon?
Yes, yeah. So we have to start at 10 a.m. or 11. There are times when I move it to 11 because I have important things to do for the day, but they know it's either 10 or 11. And then we finish around 2 or 3. And they also know that they're only allowed 2 hours of gadget time after schooling. And then they have to exercise after school. So everything is managed. By 9 p.m., they get ready for bed and they're supposedly like lying down before 9:30, things like that. So it's really still important that they have structure.
How about as a parent, yung tip mo naman sa parent para they still feel they're sane? Ako siguro, I'm gonna tell the parent, have a glass of wine after, di ba? You have to go drinking afterwards. What is your number one tip besides being patient?
Yon. So for me, like I said, I homeschool until 3 o'clock. After 3 o'clock, it's my time. So I can take a nap, maybe I'll work out, or I'll work. I still do some work. So at least I have the afternoon to focus on me. And then sila din, they can have their 2 hours of gadgets, they can play. But at least after 3 p.m., tapos na ako sa inyo. Parang ganun.
Okay,
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm gonna start drinking at that time. Pwede na mag-happy hour.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna summarize what our learnings are today from Marilen. One is be patient. Their kids, their attention span is if they're 6 years old, it's only 6. If they're 9, it's 9. Also, to prepare your home, don't put some zones. So you can have a schooling zone and then there's a play zone. Work with what you have. Bring in bookshelves, the whiteboard, and a table, which is the most important must-haves. And of course, make learning enjoyable. At the end of the day, learning is a lifelong journey. If the kids will not have that practice or experience that learning is fun, they might not be good learning adults later on. So with that said, make it fun, find ways to enrich the learning experience. Look for a cooking class in Bali or, going to a museum virtually now that it's time of COVID, but make sure that learning is fun. So Marilen, bringing you back, I know you're doing some webinars. Can you please tell us more where people can find you?
Yes, sure. So I have a lot of informative webinars. I launched a series called Creating a Home You Will Love in Your New Normal. As an interior stylist, I equip people and give them ideas by guesting more knowledgeable people, like perhaps another interior designer on, for instance, how you can create a home office in your home, or how you can create or how you can disinfect your kitchen, things like that. And then that's on Facebook. Just look for Marilen Styles on Facebook. on Instagram. I'm on Instagram also, and a lot of my homeschooling videos are on the Instagram TV. You'll find me at Marilen Styles.
Okay. But before we go away, we're giving away a pair of headwear from our sponsor. All you have to
Wow.
do, yes, may pa-raffle pa dito.
Wow.
Di ba? All you have to do is put 2 tips that you learned today on the comments below. So we'll give you a voucher to be able to choose your own headwear on their website. And I think you also get a pair of Tribu sandals. So please don't forget to put your answers below. Merlin, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I've learned so many things getting prepared for homeschooling my kids.
Thank you also. I'm sure
Thank
you'll
you,
be
thank
a
you.
good homeschooling
Just
mom.
go. Thank you. Okay, everybody. I hope you learned something. This has been Jeanette Ipaputuason, and you are with Chick Chats, your best life in bullet points.